Hello and welcome to today's practice. Today we are going to explore tapping, shaking and writing about it. So make sure that you're wearing comfortable clothing, that you have your piece of paper and pen or journal and pen together, and maybe you also want a cup of tea or a glass of water nearby. So whenever you need something, it's nearby, and you don't have to travel the distance to just get yourself some water or change a t-shirt or something. So before we get into the tapping, the shaking and the journaling, I'm just going to give you a bit of information of the why and the research and not the history, but the research and the evidence, and the why I do it, because because I'm sharing this because it works for me, and so it might work for you as well. I don't know, you have to decide that for you. So tapping, I like it because I feel like it gives me that wake up at a very deep, cellular, almost molecular level and space in the body, and it just I feel it. I feel like all kind of electric and fizzy and bubbly. It's also good to just tap around vital organs area, to just give them like a little bit like, hello, I'm here, I hear you, I'm listening, and shaking. So it's a really good practice, not just on those days when we wake up like, I can't do today, I just want to be under the quilt. It's especially good for those days, but it's also really good on those days when we just wake up and we're like, yeah, I'm good with today. I've got energy, full of beans. That just elevates that, which is good. So so it's good in both scenarios, in both situations, and the science behind it is that shaking is like it's like an antidote to, or not, maybe the antidote is not the right word. It's like doing something to help get ourselves out of a place where we feel stuck, where we feel like sludgy, and yeah, we just can't be asked. And so it takes the person out of that shut down, depressive behaviors, anxiety and fear-led behaviors, to a place of social engagement and joy, and wanting to share personal experiences with the environment and the people around us. And when we are in shut down and like closing in, not want to be around, in the polyvagal theory, it's called the dorsal response of the vagus nerve, which is one of the cranial nerves. And so to get out of there into social engagement and joy, which is the ventral response of the vagus nerve, we need at times to go through the flight and fight response of the autonomic nervous system. Sometimes sitting quietly and just digging in doesn't do the job that we want to do, which is having an inner calm and clear state. Sometimes we need to get into the fight and flight in order to get to that place. So this is what shaking is really good for. And if you think about the rest of the animal kingdom, animals shake. After they experience stress or trauma, they shake it off and then they just stroll away and continue to the rest of the days, the rest of their day. And that's why I do it. It just gives me that oomph. So I'm not going to talk about what it does anymore. I'm just going to get right into it. So please stand up on your feet. Bare feet, feet covered in socks, it's completely up to you. And get your arms in front of you. Start with the left, the right, it doesn't matter which one. And just with one of your hands, just start to tap the back of your hands. Light tapping, it doesn't have to be like light tapping, like, you know, give yourself some love tapping, gentle tapping. And do the outer arm, the inner arm a couple of times. Get to the side of the neck, the back of the shoulder, and just do it as many times as you like. When you're ready, you can switch onto the other arm and you do the same. So you go up and down, tapping the inner arm, the outer arm. When you meet bone that it isn't covered by a lot of tissue, just maybe soften that tapping. And whenever, if you're ready, create fist with your hands and just start tapping your chest. And if you like to do some voice work with your next exhale, you can go and you can repeat it as many times as you like. I'm gonna do it one more time because it just feels really nice. Let's start the top of the head as well. One hand or both hands is up to you. Another reason that I really like these practices is because they make me giggle. At first I feel weird and like, oh, what the hell am I doing? And then it just like, I don't know, it just happens. I just start to giggle. And laughing is good. Laughing is good therapy. And then if you want, you can tap the side of the head, the back of the head, the back of the neck, the forehead, above the eyebrows, the cheekbones, top of the nose, side of the nose, underneath the eyes, and then all the way to the jawline until you get to the chin, and maybe all the way back towards the ears, and then the neck until you get to the collarbones. And then release the arms and let's just do a bit of movement with the mouth. So spread your mouth out. And stick your tongue out. And again, spread your mouth out. And stick your tongue out. Just spend a couple of moments to see how you feel after this. You might experience some heat bubbling up. The heart rate might have already started to rise. And if that's something that concerns you because there is something going on, just check with your doctor, healthcare practitioner, so you've got the green light to really enjoy this practice. So we're gonna get into tapping the legs. So spread your hands out and just go from the top of the legs all the way to your feet. So all the way down. If you hurt of the shins bones, just do a little lighter or maybe just keep it all together. Top of the feet. And then go to the outer seams of the legs. All the way up. And then inner seams of the legs. And then the back of the legs until you get to your bum. So when you get to your bum, just give yourself a few of these. And you can alternate, and you can wiggle your bum as well if you like it. And then travel upwards, and you can keep your hands, you can keep using the palm of your hand, or you can make fists if you prefer. And then you just go up and down, along the spine, to the side of the spine, and then outwards, and downwards again, and inwards, outwards, downwards, and as well as like tapping the erectors of the spine, you also get around the kidneys. Okay, so just release, rest your arms if you need to. And now we're gonna get into the shake. So bring your awareness to your hands, which might already feel like awake, and like you might feel some tingling and some other sensations, and that's probably the response of the nervous system to it. It's like the nerve is starting to go, ooh, hello. So bring your awareness to your hands. You can bring them in front of you and take a look at them. Bring them together whenever you feel ready, and just start to brush your hands into one another. You can even brush the back of your hands if you like, a little bit as if you were washing your hands. And start to shake from your hands. If perhaps I am ahead of the time that you need to explore these practices, just take your time instead of following my pace. Shake the hands and shake the wrist, forearms, elbows, upper arms, into the shoulders, so chest eventually, let it move, and then head. Shake the head, shake the head, shake the head, let the cheeks go, and again, and then start to shake around the waist, around the belly, bum, legs. Pick up a bit more space whenever the time feels good for you. Keep shaking. Lift one leg and shake it out. Don't worry if you fall out of balance. It happens, and we just come back into it. No big deal. And then the other leg. I try to keep my mouth closed when I don't speak, when I practice and I don't have to speak, because keeping the mouth closed helps breathing in and out through the nose, which is really good for the fullness of the respiratory cycle. And we get all the exchange of those gases in the body that I often forget the names of. One is oxygen, the other one is carbon dioxide, and then there is the one in the middle that I can't remember the name. Google is a good place. Alright, okay, so now begin to shake a little bit more vigorously. Just get into it. And you can do this with your favorite tunes. And if you don't have any tunes that you feel like you want to use to shake, I've put together a playlist of shaky tunes that got that vibe. And you can move your arms up and down, side to side. You can keep your arms up if that's okay. And shake, 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 shake. So also shaking is good for the release of endorphins. As I said at the beginning, it brings the heart rate up, which is really good to have a healthy, strong, resilient heart in our chest. Keep shaking, keep shaking. And you don't have to stay still in the same spot. As you can see, I move around. And if you want to start bouncing, bounce. If you want to add some jumping, jump. Add things that make you feel alive from the inside. Keep going. You might want to slow down the pace and then pick it up again, and that's fine. You want to get to a place where you do break some sweat, but you don't get exhausted. You don't want to get exhausted. You want to get place that you feel alive, because that's the purpose of this practice, is to just really feel like alive and oh. And maybe think about something that is really like a sludge, it's heavy, it prevents you from just, you know, expressing the fullness of yourself. Connect to that somewhere in you and then shake it out. Shake it out. What is it that you need to shake out today? Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And when I connect with that, like the shakes, they just go like, yeah, out, 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 out. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, just suggestion in here. And then you can absolutely add your own flavors. All right, so we're going to slow this down gradually towards stillness. And when you become still, standing on your feet, guide quietly, kind of letting dance the awareness into your hands and fingertips. And notice the sensations that are present there. Try not to change the way that you're breathing. Just let the breath settle itself. Give it the time that it needs. And when you are ready, please find a comfortable seat, any seat. And if the ground isn't supporting you to be comfortable, please grab a chair, a cushion, a pillow, a jumper, a yoga block or prop if you have them, but you don't have to have them. Legs can be crossed, they can be extended in front of you. You can sit also in a kneeling position. You might also want to lie down, up to you, make yourself comfortable. And when you have done what you have to do, which might include sipping some tea, find a seat and allow things to settle. What is it that you are experiencing? Take your time so that when you feel that you have connected enough with the feeling of the experience, take your paper and pen or journal and pen and write down everything as much as possible that has bubbled up. There is no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be correctly spelled. There is no right and wrong pace. You might go slow for a bit and then fast. Some might make sense, some might make no sense at all. It doesn't matter. Just put it all down on paper and let it stay there. You don't even have to read it again. I wouldn't, but it's your choice. And then when you have done with that, maybe stop the video for the time that you need to write. Come back to the video when you're ready. And now we're going to practice. I'm going to invite you to practice something that I do almost every day. There are days that I do forget and I do notice the difference. And it's a practice of gratitude. And what I say as soon as I wake up, and then I also write it down, is today I am grateful that I woke up again. So please close your eyes if that's okay for you to close the eyes. Maybe you want to place one or both of your hands on one or different areas of your body. Maybe take a couple of moments to see where you need a healing touch of your hands on your body. And you can repeat it within you, or you can just let some sound out of your mouth, and the tone of the voice can be soft or can be not soft. It's up to you. Allow a few spontaneous breaths in and out. So let the breath breathe you. Today I am grateful I woke up again. Today I am grateful I woke up again. Today I am grateful I woke up again. Let the vibration and sound of those words really travel deep down into molecules and atoms. And when the time is right for you to come out of the practice, you might want to finish with your hands together, or with your hands where they were, or your hands on your knees or lap, whatever calls you. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. I wish you well, and I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you.